What's up, world? This is a random live stream. I know I didn't announce this at all, so my apologies for anyone who doesn't receive the notification. But I just thought wanted to start doing something new, some Monday morning motivation. You know, my kids on summer Christmas break right now, and I'm gonna try to find a way to definitely incorporate this on a regular basis. Maybe a little earlier, maybe like 5 a.m. Monday morning. So we can play around with the time. Once we get some people in here, we can comment around. Maybe create a survey on the channel and see what time would be good to start doing. Like I said, some Monday morning motivation just to uplift people and enlighten them to what's going on to the world. So much negativity today, and that people just need, to start their day on a positive vibe. I know I do. I'm a firm believer that you gotta dominate the morning. If you don't dominate the morning, then your day could downhill from there. It's like getting out of bed and stubbing your toe or something. But this video was sent to me by my homie Nathan. He's one of my subs. We became a pretty decent friend. We conversate a little bit on the Facebook. And also, man, I've got so much hate on Instagram over this last 24 hours. Oh my gosh, man. It's the same people who got Black Lives Matter in their bio and say they for inclusion and diversity. They pretty nasty sometimes. But hey, that's life, right? If you have no critics, you'll have no success. Shout out Malcolm X for saying that. And to quote Winston Churchill, if you stop and throw stones at every barking dog, you'll never make it to your destination. So live and let live, you know what I mean? They can say what they want, do what they want. It happens. Let's check out this Be a Loser If Need Be.
Is being a loser a bad thing? It depends on how you look at it. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said some valuable things about what we generally pursue in life. Achievements that today's society views as hallmarks of success, like wealth and fame, Epictetus saw as insignificant compared to the things that are truly worth living for and can be found within. He observed that the ongoing pursuit of achievement and validation withholds us from acquiring something far superior, a blissful state unchanged by the whims of unreliable outside circumstances, including opinions of others. But we're so afraid to be seen as losers that we're willing to suffer in exchange for other people's approval. What a sad state of being in, as by putting our money on external goods, we become dependent on them and gamble away our chances of being happy and free. According to Epictetus, we must be willing to let go of what he called lesser things. And if that means that we become total losers in the eyes of society, then that's a price worth paying. This video doesn't...
And that's the same thing I say when I say you can't serve two masters. Like, you gotta serve God or the world. And I'm a believer God inside of me. I gotta be faithful to the voice inside of me, to what I hear, that infinite spirit that's coming into Johnny's brain. I gotta be faithful putting that out into the world. And I can't serve all these labels that the world tries to throw at me. So you do what you do, but watch my shoes. But man, I'm a firm believer. You stay faithful to that voice inside of you, not to the world.
Advocate for neglecting oneself or self-harm. Quite the contrary from a Stoic point of view. It explores the philosophy of Epictetus, showing a different way to determine what's important in life, the concept of being a loser, and why being seen as a loser doesn't have to be a bad thing. By the way, you'll find more Stoic wisdom in this book, Stoicism for Inner Peace, which contains my collected works on remaining calm and focused. You'll find a link in the description.
I'm okay with being a loser. I've embraced it.
What is a loser? The Merriam-Webster dictionary provides us with a definition that fits the subject of this video. I quote, "A person who is incompetent or unable to succeed." End quote. But competence and success are in the eye of the beholder. When is someone competent? Some people would regard a person as competent, while others would see that same person as incompetent. The same goes for success. When is someone successful? Building and running a small business like a hair salon is success for many people. For others, success means putting people on another planet. The definitions of competence and success are continuously changing with the zeitgeist. depending on certain social atmospheres and sectors of the population, and also on culture and religion. So the concept of being a loser is pretty fluid, vague, and fundamentally means nothing more than what other people make of it. However, suppose we put this idea of loserdom in the context of today's consumerist, capitalist societies. In that case, we see that it's deeply linked to acquiring external things, especially money and fame. People have a specific overall picture of what they need to be complete, which varies across the board. For many, it's a well-paying job, a good-looking partner, the 2.3 kids, and the white picket fence. For others, this picture includes having a large following on social media and a large interesting social circle that serves as proof of desirability. And what if you don't comply with the overall picture? Then you're a loser. You're incompetent of acquiring what's generally desired, and thus unable to succeed in life. Tragically enough, being a loser is a double whammy. It means that you not just failed in the eyes of others, but also that you're ridiculed because of it. But how desirable is it to have what we ought to have in the first place? And how bad is it to be ridiculed if we don't have it? Here's where Epictetus comes in. What is it what we want? What makes material possessions, extreme wealth, or Instagram fame so appealing?
Good question.
Simply put, it's their promise of happiness that makes us want to pursue them. We fantasize about a world in which boatloads of people adore us, while enjoying cocktails on the beach, raking in the comments and likes on our social media pages. How great must this feel? And for a while, such a life may be great, but eventually we'll get used to it and return to our baseline happiness, which now comes with a much bigger price tag. Epictetus didn't hold these external goods in high regard. He described them as weak, slavish, and most importantly, beyond our control. In chasing things like wealth and fame, we pursue the unreliable, as we chase what can be taken away in a heartbeat. Also, the pursuit of these things comes with a significant cost, a price that many are willing to pay, but they sacrifice a lot doing so. As an example, he uses someone who wants to conquer at the Olympic Games, which is, today, still a pursuit that, if one succeeds, generates lots of respect. But he also urges us to consider the sacrifice we have to make and the extent to which this benefits us. I quote, "You must conform to rules, submit to a diet, refrain from dainties, exercise your body, whether you choose it or not, at a stated hour in heat and cold. You must drink no cold water, nor sometimes even wine. In a word, you must give yourself up to your master, as to a physician. Then, in the combat, you may be thrown into a ditch, dislocate your arm, turn your ankle, swallow dust, be whipped, and after all, lose the victory." End quote. So is this worth it? Is it wise to undergo such toil just for, as Marcus Aurelius put it, a clacking of tongues? Especially if we think public praise is fickle and can change into public shame in the blink of an eye. These things are not consistent, said Epictetus, and he emphasized that only things within our control are worth pursuing, which are inner qualities like contentment, joy, right action, tranquility, and the power of restraint. The rest is overrated and belongs on a back burner.
Extremely overrated.
Epictetus repeatedly distinguishes between what things are and the appearance we have of them in our minds. For example, he tells us that there's a difference between how we see our loved ones and what they truly are. Even though a man sees his wife and children as unique and desirable above all other wives and children, they're still just human beings like everyone else. How they appear in our minds makes them special to us, not what they are in themselves, without our judgment.
Yes,
We can apply this logic to everything external. What makes the object we chase so desirable? Is it the object in itself, or is it the way we perceive that object? We are often and unsurprisingly a flock of sheep that want what they want simply because everyone else wants it. Also, we don't want what everyone.
And something else we got to realize is if everyone is thinking the same, then someone isn't thinking. Like everyone shouldn't want the same outcome in life. We shouldn't have the same ideas of happiness or success or any of that. And the fact that we're all kind of letting us be drained down or pulling each other down from reaching their dreams is what's killing in society. You know, I'm a firm believer if you got a big dream, the worst thing you could do is tell it to a small-minded person because for sure they gonna crap on it because they don't see that in themselves. So why would they see it in you? So write your goals and your dreams down and keep it to yourself. Read it 3 times a day, but don't tell the world because they gonna hate on you.
One else doesn't want, which is being a loser. Now, not that it's entirely wrong to want what others want. In many cases, what the majority pursues can be beneficial regarding health and well-being. But in many cases, it's not. And it takes some wisdom and common sense to determine if we're better off not pursuing what everyone else seeks. Epictetus prioritized a state of happiness and freedom over anything else and stated that we should be willing to quit the things that impede it. If that means that we are losers in the eyes of others, then so be it.
Ask yourself,
What's
why
so
does
bad
someone
about
else's
being a
opinion
loser?
matter anyway?
Is it truly an unfortunate fate? Or do we perceive it as unfortunate because others make it so? Let's say we've got enough to satisfy our basic needs, but we have pretty much nothing going on in all other areas of life. We don't have interesting social circles, we don't have partners, we have no social media followers, and the jobs we work aren't great or unique. Consequently, people call us losers, implying that we are somehow less than those who utter this observation. Being perceived as less by others frightens people, as it's a direct attack on their egos, the stories they tell themselves about themselves. But is one truly less because he lacks certain external circumstances? Is someone rich and famous better than someone poor and unknown? According to Epictetus' logic, such reasoning is pretty nonsensical. I quote, "These reasonings are unconnected. I am richer than you, therefore I am better. I am more eloquent than you, therefore I am better. The connection is rather this. I am richer than you, therefore my property is greater than yours. I am more eloquent than you, therefore my style is better than yours. But you, after all, are neither property nor style."
Isn't it
End
crazy
quote.
how long humans have been comparing each
Our
other to
outside
other humans?
circumstances
Like,
don't say much about our inner well-being, which is truly important from a Stoic point of view. Yet, we find them very important, so much so that we're willing to sacrifice our happiness and freedom to be seen as sufficient and not as less by the masses. So again, being a loser isn't a bad thing in itself. It's what we make of it. If we see things like public praise, reputation, and the estimation of others just as they are, namely opinions that are fickle, unreliable, often worthless, based on delusion and false appearances, and totally beyond our control, we may find it easier to become indifferent to them. Then we'll realize that being a loser is not terrible. Being a loser doesn't hinder our
That's what my
ability to
shirt
be
say, Uncle
happy and
Tom.
free.
I got called
Trying so
Uncle Tom
hard
so many
not to
times.
be does. I quote, "Let death and exile and all other things which appear terrible be daily before your eyes, but death chiefly, and you will never entertain any abject thought, not to eagerly covet anything." End quote. No matter what direction we decide to go, we'll have to pay the price nonetheless. The question is, what price are we willing to pay? Epictetus makes a clear distinction between these two options, as he stated, "Be either a philosopher or one of the vulgar." End quote. Being vulgar, the option most people choose, comes with a cost, our inner well-being. We pay the price required to attain what's considered desirable, like wealth and praise, meaning that we exchange our freedom, health, and inner peace to participate in the rat race and to keep up with the Joneses. Being a philosopher means that we pay the price of probably not having, or at least not pursuing, what the vulgar want. So it's very likely that we live a very sober, obscure, simplistic lifestyle, devoid of external pleasure. In the eyes of many, the archetypical loser. But according to Epictetus, a true philosopher always puts inner peace and happiness above everything else, even work, money, and hunger. I quote, "If you want to improve, reject such reasonings as these. If I neglect my affairs, I'll have no income. If I don't correct my servant, he will be bad. For it is better to die with hunger, exempt from grief and fear, than to live in affluence with perturbation. And it is better your servant should be bad than you unhappy.
I
End
think
quote.
vocabulary was
But
so
although this
dope
may
back in the
sound a
day.
tad
We talk so
extreme,
simple
Epictetus
nowadays.
is leastwise consistent in prioritizing what he thinks is truly valuable. To be unconquerable by anything, we must be willing to lose everything.
No fears.
Anything external we hold on to, even the most minor thing, automatically wields power over our mental state. Leaving all this behind is a tough road, with many obstacles, little external recompense, and even loss and resistance. I quote, "You'll have to forego your ease, work hard, leave people behind, be despised by menials, be laughed at, and get crumbs at best when it comes to recognition and position in all affairs. Consider these costs and see if you're willing to pay them to gain peace, freedom, and tranquility. If you're not willing, stay away from philosophy." End quote. So, you're a loser in other people's eyes? Are you laughed at and even despised? At first sight, this might seem a terrible thing. The reputation of being a loser looks like a weak and pitiful position. But it also has its advantages, namely that we don't conform to other people's rules and maintain the energy that we would have otherwise spent on what Epictetus called lesser things, just to be seen as sufficient. In short, being a loser comes with the benefit of not paying the price of not being one. And ironically enough, that could make a loser a winner. Drawing from Epictetus' words, one must have the wisdom to decide what's truly beneficial and the strength to stick with that consistently, with a disregard for things like praise, riches, power, and social standing. As he stated, "Don't wish to be a general, or a senator, or a consul, but to be free. And the only way to this is a contempt of things not in our control."
Yes, sir.
Thank you for watching.
Isn't it crazy that we're taught to want to control things that are out of our control in the first place? Like why do I care what you say? Why do I care what you do? Why do I care how you think? It's just so many. Like, imagine if you spent all the energy thinking about other people or caring about other people, if you spent all that energy solely on yourself, like becoming a better person, obtaining your goals, obtaining your dreams, getting in shape, eating healthy, whatever it is, whatever you desire. Like, imagine if that's what you spent 97% of your time on, instead of being negative or thinking negative about yourself or hating on others. Like I've said before, man, you'll show me Tom Brady or Michael Jordan leaving a negative comment about somebody. It's just there's certain ways that you let go when you want to advance higher in life, and it's unfortunate to see so many young people emotionally manipulated to not look at the bigger picture. It's unfortunate that in a world where everybody says Black Lives Matter, they ignore the fact that the leading cause of death between the ages of 16 and 44 are homicide. It's unfortunate that we ignore the fact that over 22 million black babies have been aborted. That's a lot of black lives that we so-called care about. It's weird that we get offended when we say all lives matter, yet you cry when your white grandmother passes away. Like, do you not see the issue with that phrase? And the last thing I care about is being liked. I don't really give a damn who like me, but you need to hear something new. This is a matrix that we in, and every time somebody says a new idea or something that you've never heard before, it's in the world. It's never going away. These videos on the internet, and I don't care what you think. I'm just challenging you to think. I'm challenging you to hear something that you've never heard before. Literally, just listen to the music, listen to the media, and it's a big repeat of everything over and over and over again. I'm so tired of black men that are successful saying that somebody white held them back. When you know and I know your skin color ain't got nothing to do with how hard you work, how much effort you put in on a day-to-day basis. Are there some white people that are born into very privileged situations? Yes. LeBron James Jr. was born into a very privileged situation as well. Like, the goal isn't to compare each person. You won't have two individuals unless they're born to the same mama and daddy that come into the same lifestyle. The goal is to take the hand that you was dealt and make it look like that's the hand you wanted. But that comes with heart. That comes with determination. And I'm not telling everybody that you got to shoot for the stars, but that's what I want. And I don't see why I should be limited by my skin color or by what you think of me or by what the media says of me. I don't see why I should look at all white people as my enemy because that's your opinion. That's what you think. When most of y'all get a paycheck from somebody white anyway. It's so contradicting. Everybody wants a better outcome in life, yet I don't see a lot of people wanting to put the work in. I don't see a lot of people want to have hard conversations. I got the confidence to sit on the computer with a damn Uncle Tom shirt and Uncle Tom hat just to show, hey, this is me. I ain't got no fears. I ain't got no worries. I'm a man, and we got to be able to talk and dialogue to move. But on God, every negative comment or derogatory slur I've been called is somebody with a blocked profile, 0 posts, and a fake profile picture. And that's all I need to know is that y'all ain't got no heart like y'all say y'all do. But I want to be comfortable being that loser because I was the cool kid my whole life, bro. I was the star of the basketball team. I got every girl I wanted. But there was a lot of losers in school who couldn't speak up. There was a lot of people who couldn't use their voice to say what they really felt. So I'm looking out for them. I'm looking out for the small guys who got looked over their whole life. I always been privileged. So I'm cool with taking the heat now. I'm cool with the heat being on me. I look me in my face like Wayne said, I ain't got no worries. We built for this. And as I've said, man, it's a lot different than thinking you understand how life works and then really growing up in the trenches. And I'm comfortable with whatever words you can call me because I understand how many people I'm enlightening. I understand how many young men, women, all of that are getting a gang of confidence from me. They're like, I really can handle this shit. I really can do what I want in life. And on God, there is nothing you can't do. All energy is available to all of us. And anything that you want to accomplish in life, I swear you can do it. Whether it takes a day or a week or a month. If you want to be a millionaire, if you want to own a mansion, hey, whatever it is, man, don't limit yourself. And that's the biggest message that I want to always give to the world, man. I come from a homeless shelter, dog. I know what it's like not to eat for days. I didn't watch bodies drop. And now I know what it's like to go for the stars. And I gotta say, man, all my street friends, my hood friends, if they knew how easy it was to make money legit or to carry yourself in a productive way, they wouldn't live that lifestyle. But they've never heard that they can get out of that street life. All they're hearing is the same BS from the media too. So how do you blame people for destroying themselves when that's all they're taught? So I don't give a damn if you like me, but I want little white boys and white black boys to know, man, your skin color ain't got nothing to do with how far you can go. That boy sitting across the classroom, that ain't your enemy. As someone has to step up and be the leader in these situations and show what real history is and show what real knowledge is and real strength. And this is for me, man, like this is the most hate I've ever got in life. But it's like weird because it doesn't bother me. Like it's like non-existent. Like I've always said, I can imagine how celebrities go crazy because even though you become famous, like you still are just by yourself, bro. Like that TV show dropping yesterday was the equivalent of Drake dropping an album and him getting a bunch of reviews. Oh, this track was trash. Oh, this is my fire track. Why didn't you feature this track? Why didn't you say this bar? Like, I see the reality of how these people go crazy when they be in these big ass mansions, and they got over 100 million people talking about them online. They still at home alone by themselves. And that's what I've always said, man. Even in a room full of 1 million people, you still are only with yourself. So how do you feel about yourself? How much you love yourself? Because I hope and pray that everybody learns to love themselves as much as I love myself. Because on God, I feel good. I feel good inside this body. Like I'm at pure peace with myself. And I hope every individual on earth achieves pure peace. Because I don't think you need to die to reach heaven. I think every day you wake up, you're getting a chance to experience heaven again. If God woke you up, you got air in your body, you going. And the thing is like you never stop and think, are you going to get your next breath? You never stop and think, is there going to be oxygen available? So why do you think you can't reach your goals? If something so powerful can make sure that you always have your next breath, then don't you think that what you need in life will always be there? Then that's supreme confidence. And that's what I want to show to the world, man. Don't let nobody knock you off your high horse. The world is so negative, so negative. Somebody got to stand up and say, all right, what's up? Let's go toe to toe. And I just want to motivate all people, man. Follow your dreams, follow your heart, follow your goals. Will there be critics? Will there be naysayers? Will you go through hard times? Yes, but I'll keep saying it, man. If a little boy that grew up in a homeless shelter, who grew up in a home full of domestic violence, who watch the worst of the worst happen, if I'm able to smile and see how beautiful life can be and the abundance that there is for everyone to enjoy, whether it's in America or traveling the world or going to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico or whatever it is, dog, whatever you want to do in life, man, I write you a list. Um, and like I say, stay faithful to the God inside of you, and whatever God you believe in, however you dig it, just know, man, you can make it happen. Don't listen to the critics of the world. Don't listen to the naysayers. Block out the noise. I like this video. This was recommended to me by my guy Nathan, and I thought about recording and put it on. I was like, you know what? We don't just go straight live. So like I said, but I'm gonna start doing a Monday morning motivation, and we'll talk to the subs, or y'all can just leave me some comments on what time y'all think we should pop this off. Kids on Christmas break now. Normally I get them on a school bus about between 8, 10. But I want to do some Monday morning motivation and start uplifting some people to go after their dreams a little harder, especially in 2022, man. All gas, no brakes. We going hard. Like E40 and I keep the sneaks. They tell me when to go, and we going to go dumb. Until next time, man, spread love, spread positive vibes. You keep being that light in the dark world. And the more you speak your truth, you are enlightening so many people to speak their truth, and you waking so many people up that you don't even know. Like I say, man, I'm about to red pill the hell out the world. Hey, 2022, watch what happens. When I say I'm about to red pill so many people, man, because I'm a really nice guy. Like, I'm really genuine human. And I just think that you can be great without somebody telling you that your skin color or your gender or any of that has any merit. I don't think that matters in life. And I'm sure Epictetus didn't think so either, nor did Marcus Aurelius, you know what I'm saying? So like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Keep spreading positive vibes. Keep being a light in the dark world. And until next time,